Welcome back. Today's episode, I want to talk about these third-party Meike lenses and the S1 Mark II. I just got this camera just the other day. My first impressions of it were really good. I've been using it a lot, like nonstop since the last episode. And there's a lot of things that I just totally love about this camera. But there's at least one thing that I can't stand about it. We're going to talk about it in just a little bit. Let's get to it. Welcome back, everybody. Let's talk about these lenses first. All right, this is a set of Meike autofocus lenses. These came out last year. They're super duper cheap, probably right around like $150 each. They kind of fluctuate. Sometimes they're $189, whatever. You can find them on Amazon. They have them all day long. I've had a lot of people ask me why I bought such cheap lenses. And here's the thing, when you buy a new camera, it is a lot of money to buy a camera and lenses too for the first time. The S5II was the first even close to pro grade type camera that I ever bought. I know there's a lot of people that probably wouldn't call it pro grade. For me, it was the best camera I had ever bought. I didn't have any lenses. I had not had any L-mount lenses before. I never had a LUMIX camera before. So I needed lenses. It came with a kit lens, the 20x60, which is a really good lens. I really like that lens, but I needed some other focal lengths as well. And Meike came right at the right time and hit the spot with these lenses. I got the whole set for under $500. I don't know any other lens company where you're gonna get a whole set of lenses for under $500. So that's why I bought them. And they actually work really well. Meike has stayed on top of updating the firmware. They've had about 4 or 5 different firmware updates since then. They work great on the Panasonic S9 and on the S5II. They work just about as good as native lenses. And honestly, for the price difference, they look good. Almost everything I've shot on one of these lenses, and I think they're great. That's why I never upgraded them. They're cheap. I don't care about them. So if I drop one or if somebody steals one, it's not bothering me. That's why I kept them. That's why I never upgraded them. I was looking to add another expensive lens to my collection now, and I still am. I was also hoping to still keep these. There's only one problem, and we'll talk about that in just a second. The L-mount alliance. Now, this is a really confusing thing. A lot of people don't understand it. A lot of L-mount lenses are considered first-party lenses, even though they're not made by LUMIX. LUMIX really isn't a first-party L-mount, not in the traditional sense, because the L-mount actually was developed by Leica. The L-mount alliance was started so they could develop a mount that could be used across several different brands where they were supposed to share technology. Every L-mount alliance lens is supposed to work just like any other L-mount alliance lens. So it doesn't matter who you buy it from, as long as they're a member of the L-mount alliance, the lenses are supposed to work just the same. Now, I don't think that's quite true. I've seen some differences with some lenses, but not firsthand. So I really can't speak on it. But if you know the difference or have seen any differences, let us know down in the comments. That's the way it's supposed to work. There's been a lot of people that have joined the L-mount alliance. I kind of hoped it was going to bring us a whole lot of glass. It really hasn't, especially when companies like Sigma, Viltrox, and Samyang joined. They make tons of glass for E-mount cameras. They have tons of it, and it's good stuff. I thought that they were going to port all those E-mount lenses over to L-mount right away. We really haven't gotten that. Hopefully it's still coming, but so far we really haven't gotten what we were hoping for out of the L-mount alliance. Now, I was on a Facebook group. I am on Facebook a lot. If you want to follow me on Facebook, just look up Jeff Moreland. I'm on Facebook a lot. That's where I spend a lot of my social media time. I was on the Panasonic camera group that's on there, and I had posted about these lenses not working, and I got like 50 responses right away with people asking for me to explain, people saying that it's not true, or naming companies that are L-mount alliance members and then saying that their glass works, so I must not know what I'm talking about. First off, Meike is not an L-mount alliance member. They're not part of the L-mount alliance. These are true third-party lenses. They've never been part of the alliance. Hopefully one day they'll join, and then we won't have the problem that I'm going to tell you about. They're not a member yet. It's actually kind of confusing who all is members, but I asked Gemini, the AI, to do a deep research and find out all the current members of the L-mount alliance. Now, we all know how reliable AI is, but it's actually gotten pretty reliable in the last few months. So let's see what it says about who the current members of the L-Mount Alliance are. It says 2021, the first member was Leica. 2022, DJI joined. Then 2023, Astro Design Inc., a Japanese company specializing in 8K resolution and high-speed digital signal processing, they joined. Samyang joined. Then Blackmagic Design joined as well. And all that happened in 2023. Then it looks like nothing happened in 2025. Then we got Shure and Viltrox. So right now we've got Panasonic. They started the alliance, but it's not their mount. All right, they're a founder, Leica's a founder, and Sigma is a founder. Most people kind of think that those are gonna be your L mount, your first party lenses, but the way this was founded is that all these members, when they make a lens, it's a first party lens. So we've got Leica, Panasonic, Sigma, then the Ernst Lights GmbH is the lens company for Leica. I guess they're listing them separately, so they joined as well. Then Astro Design, Samyang, Blackmagic Design, Shure, and Viltrox. So those are your members. If you thought anybody else was, maybe I'm wrong, but I think that this seems pretty correct. There's a lot of information here, and I'll put a list on the screen and down in the description. Those are gonna be your L-Mount Alliance members. Some of them don't even make glass, like Blackmagic Designs. I don't think they make any glass. All right, they just make cameras, at least not yet. If you get L-Mount cameras or lenses or any kind of camera accessories from any of these companies, that's really considered first party L-Mount stuff. Meike, 7 Artisans, those are not L-Mount Alliance members. So if you buy that glass, you have a chance of this happening to you. What happened to me is when I got my brand new camera that I was really happy to get, and I was gonna get another lens for, but I still wanted to use these, it doesn't work. These do not work on this camera as of right now, and nobody's talking about it, and I don't know why. I don't know why anybody's not talking about this. All right, you can see here when I turn it on and I've got this LUMIX lens on here, everything works fine. It does exactly like it's supposed to. When it's pointed at my face, you get the autofocus little box and all that stuff. Let me take this off of here. What happens when you put one of these Meike lenses on here? If any of these third-party lenses do anything to your camera, I can't imagine that it would be covered in your warranty. Now, I don't know that. So if you do know, let us know down in the comments. All right, this is the Meike 50mm 1.8. Let's turn it on and see what happens. So it came on and the blades moved around in the mechanism there, and you can see me, but it never focuses. You may even get the box on there. I don't know, I may be too close to get it, but it just never focuses. It will not focus in autofocus. It just does not work. It thinks it's focusing, but it doesn't. It just never happens. No matter what mode you put it on, no matter how you do it, you can put it in manual. The focusing ring does work, so this one you can still use in manual focus, but you cannot use the autofocus. And the autofocus in these Meike lenses is not bad. It is not bad at all. I've had no problems with them, but this one is pretty much now a manual lens. It does not work on here. It still does work on the S5II and the X9. They work just fine. So something between when they developed those two cameras and when this camera was developed, there's something different about the way the autofocus communicates with the lenses. Let's see what happens when we put the 35mm 2.0 lens on there. Let's turn it on and see what it does here with the 35mm. Same thing, the iris moved, the blades moved, but no focusing. All right, I don't know, you should be able to see me. You may even be getting the red box, but it does not focus, and you cannot get it to focus. Like, you can't tap on it and get it to focus. It won't do it, all right? It just does not work. I've already tried this. Like, I've gone through it, and I've updated all of the lenses, and I updated the camera. So if you buy one of these cameras, it does have an update. It doesn't look like a significant update, but there is an update right out of the box that you need to do. At least I did on mine. These Meike lenses, like I said, they're on like version 4, I think, of their software. And I updated them last night, which made the autofocus even better. But it doesn't work on this camera. 85mm 1.8. So this one was crashing the camera, but it seems now to work. for some reason. I don't know if the autofocus works though. This is the first time I've even seen this one work. Let's see if it does. Nope, nothing. I'm sure this is a firmware update from Meike. I don't really understand why it would be different from the other cameras that they put out. I'm guessing the autofocus in the new S1 cameras is just different. It must just be different. This was a little disappointing for me. I know that YouTubers get on here and they act like that money is not a thing. They're all buying lenses or getting sent stuff. I bought all of this camera stuff with all of my own money. I'm just a YouTuber. That's it. That's all I do is make YouTube videos. I'd like to get into doing some video work outside of YouTube, but I don't yet. And this stuff is extremely expensive to me. Buying a camera that costs $3,500, even though it's a good deal, and I don't think there's another camera that offers as much for that price, it was a lot for me. If you're asking yourself, why don't I just buy some decent LUMIX brand name lenses? That's why, because it's super expensive to do all of that all at the same time and get all of the focal lengths I need. In my mind, it was easier to get them all covered and then start replacing them one by one as I could afford it. Now, I'm glad to report that since I've gotten this camera, I've used it like crazy. I have had no overheating. I haven't even had a sign of overheating. I am not in a place where it's hot. I'm in a studio. I have shot a little bit outside. It's typically hot here, but it's not right now. It's like fall. It's kind of like fall weather. I do get some hot days, but I haven't been out in those days. It has not been hot since I've gotten the camera. Now, I haven't had any problems with it, so I really can't say. When I do, I'll let you guys know. And again, I'm not paid by them. LUMIX has never talked to me. They've never offered me to go anywhere or do anything for them. And I don't really care if they ever do. I just want to find out the real deal about this camera and find out how much we don't get told about this stuff. Because I can tell on YouTube, we get these quick initial reviews and nobody really comes back and tells us how a lot of these things do. The camera so far has been great. I've spent a lot of time with it. I shot some 4K 120 footage. It was with my wife. She told me she could dance, and I never really seen her dance before. And I am a big dancer from way back in the day. So we had a dance off. Let's roll that clip. All right, that's her dancing. It looks pretty good. She's pretty good at dancing, right? But she ain't seen nothing until she saw me. Check this out. I told you, I got the moves. I wiped the floor with her. I came back on her and did this. Yeah, in the club. Yeah, in the club. That's what I call magic. Yeah. That's what we did today. Actually, I love the camera. I think it looks really cool. That was some really cool, fun footage, and I had a fun time. And it's one of the few times in the last month that I've actually had some fun shooting. Another thing that I did, guys, is I got this little mount here, and it's for my phone, so I can use it for a monitor using the LUMIX Flow app. And it worked pretty good. The only thing, and I'll warn you, is the phone, it doesn't tell it not to dim, so you've got to turn the dimming off on your phone. The other thing is, if you're doing it over Wi-Fi, I haven't done it over wire because I shoot to a SSD, so I've only got one wire. But if you're doing it over wire, I have a feeling it probably doesn't do this. But if you're doing it over Wi-Fi, it's got some weird latency sometimes. Not all the time. If your network is fast, it's probably pretty good. If it's not, you'll probably see some of that latency. The other thing too is it can just kick you off. Like you can be filming and it'll just kick you off. It never kicked me off while I was filming. It was always while it was sitting there or something else. But it's really cool. I would show it to you, but I've got the, you can see I've got mine set for the remote for the S5II already. It's already connected to that. I really like the LUMIX Flow app. I think that's a great idea. Also, LUMIX is giving away right now, if you buy a S5II or S5, you will get a free Atomos monitor. I'm not sure which one it is. I think it's the Shinobi. I'll put it down in the description. I haven't heard that, so a lot of people may not know that. If you're looking for a camera and you want to get a S5II, you can get a free Atomos monitor for it. Unfortunately, they didn't have anything if you buy the S1 Mark II. I looked hard too because I was hoping that I was going to get a free monitor. I always miss those free giveaway deals with the lenses and the monitors and all that stuff. I've never gotten any of that stuff. I wish I could. I wish I would. It's okay though. The phone actually works really well as a monitor. For what it is, in a pinch, this will definitely work. I don't think, it's still not as smooth as a dedicated monitor, but it'll work in a pinch. And this small rig deal with the mag lock was like 10 bucks. It wasn't much at all. Actually, I take that back. I think it was like $16. So it's really cool. I just put one of these little, it usually has a clamp on one side. I just put it up there and bam. I don't have a top handle on this because it's just too much. It's too high. I didn't like it. I may do something else. I really like the grip, so I didn't have another handle to put here, but I like this right here. This is what I had when I shot that insane, stupid dance footage that we took. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. So far, so good with the S1 Mark II. I'm gonna take it out and do some outside stuff as soon as it stops raining here and see what that's like and see if I can get this camera to overheat. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell. That way you will know when my videos drop. And so far, I've been able to drop one almost every day or every other day. And I plan to keep up that pace as long as I can. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Hit that notification bell, hit the subscribe button. And if you liked any of this content and it helped you out, hit that like button. Until next time.